Example 10, graph of a postage function. In example C, at the beginning of this section, we consider the cost C of the W weight of mailing a large envelope with weight W. In effect, this is a piecewise defined function because from the table of values we had the following. If the weight of a envelope is between 0 and 1, including 1 but not including 0, it's going to cost 83 cents. If the weight of an envelope is between 1 and 2 and including 2, it's going to be $1. If the weight of an envelope is between 2 and 3, including 3, it's going to be $1.17. And if the weight is between 3 and 4 and including 4, then we know that the cost is going to be $1.34. Well, how do we go about graphing this? Well, in order to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and graph a piecewise function. So how do we go about that? Well, in order to do that, what we need to do is we first need to identify where is 83 cents located. So we're just going to approximate that 83 cents is above 75 cents, so we can say it's here. Okay, so if we have a letter that weighs 0, okay, so if we have a letter that weighs 0 ounces, that means that the point is going to start here, but it's going to be an open circle because you notice here that this is a less than, it's not including it. And then it's going to go all the way to the value of 1. So we go to the value of 1, and then we're going to include the value of 1. So that represents the first one. Okay, so that's going to represent the first one. So let's take a look at the next one. Now the next one, it's going to be $1. It starts at 1. So at 1, we're going to have an open circle because we can't include the 1, and it's going to go all the way to the value of 2. Next, we're going to go at $1.17. So where does $1.17 on our y-axis or our c-axis locate? So it can be just below $1.25. So it's $1.17. So now at 2, we're going to have an open circle because we can't include the 2. And it's going to go all the way to 3. And then we're going to look at our last one that we have here at $1.34. So now where is $1.34 located on our graph? So it's approximately above the $1.17. And again, we can't include the 3, so we're going to have an open circle, and it's going to go all the way and close the circle at 4. And therefore, there is our graph. Now let's take a look at what this graph looks like at the very end of it. So this is a graph. This is what our graph looks like. So when we put it together, this is called a step function. Okay, we're going to call this a step function, and we're going to see this more in chapter 2. But this is called a step function. And what does it mean for it to be a step function? That means that it jumps from one value to the next. And you can see here, that's why they call it a step function, because it looks like a step and it jumps from one value to the next.